Welcome to the Movie Planet. I'm your host, Ethan Downing. In today's secretly great movie review, I'm going to go more in depth on a film that I touched on in my top 10 movies that need a sequel video. It's the 2012 sci fi comedy, The Watch. When I initially researched this film, I was shocked to find that a majority of people disliked it. I was under the impression that most viewers, like myself, saw The Watch as a lesser known but equally as great Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn classic. But I was wrong. This film's inception begins in 2008, with movie producer Sean Levy producing and initially developing the project. The film was inspired by an idea by executive John Fox as a PG-13 take on Ghostbusters. The original script was written by Jared Stern, who wrote Mr. Popper's Penguins, The Internship, the Lego Batman movie, and many others. Will Ferrell and David Dobkin were in talks with 20th Century Fox about directing and starring. It would have been another great PG-13 Will Ferrell hit, fresh off the heels of The Other Guys. But in August of 2009, Dobkin and Ferrell parted ways with the project. Peter Siegel also put his name in the hat to direct, but he was not named as the director. Seth Rogen and his writing and directing partner Evan Goldberg were brought in to rewrite the script into a more adult-style R-rated comedy. The script went from looking like Talladega Nights to looking more like Pineapple Express. Then, in June of 2012, Akiva Schaffer from the Lonely Island crew was named as the director. Schaffer had only directed Hot Rod up until this point. He would go on to direct Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, Chippendale, Rescue Rangers, and The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, which I can't wait to see. Principal photography began in October of 2011 in Georgia. A former BJ's Wholesale Club was converted to a Costco and subsequently blown up for the movie. Even though it does still stand today, parts of it were blown up for the movie. In this film, we open on Evan Troutwig, who lives in Glenview, Ohio, and works at the neighborhood Costco, where he worked his way up to general manager. Everything is peaceful and quiet in Glenview when Evan's overnight security guard is killed by a mysterious creature, the likes of which the police have never seen. Troutwig is determined to avenge the death of Antonio Guzman by starting a neighborhood watch. Only 3 people volunteered, which were Bob, played by Vince Vaughn, who is a bored suburban dad to a teenage girl looking for some hangout time with the boys. Then we have Franklin, played by Jonah Hill, who is an overzealous and gung-ho police reject, looking to bust some heads. And finally, we have Jamarcus, played by Richard Ayoade, who is a happily divorced bachelor looking to get more involved in the community. He is the quirky wild card in the group. The newly formed Neighborhood Watch sets out on a mission to keep the peace, to observe and report until they stumble upon evidence of an impending alien invasion. This movie may be the most original movie ever made. It's a movie written by the guys who made Superbad, featuring an ensemble of comedy legends that's framed as an action comedy, but it's really a sci-fi comedy about aliens, all set against the backdrop of a Costco in Glenview, Ohio. The Costco is also an integral part of the plot and storyline. To understand why this movie bombed in theaters, we must first understand the context of which it came out. The marketing campaign for the film began on February 29th, 2012, with a movie poster and a teaser trailer. The film was originally called Neighborhood Watch, but then disaster struck on the night of March 27th, 2012, in Sanford, Florida, when self-appointed Neighborhood Watch captain George Zimmerman got into a confrontation with Trayvon Martin, which ended in Martin getting shot and killed. In response to the PR disaster that Neighborhood Watch turned into, 20th Century Fox released this statement. Needless to say, they changed the title of the film to The Watch and changed the movie poster to the white background with floating heads. If that wasn't enough to hurt the film's release, on July 20th, 2012, at the Century 16 movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, about 20 minutes into a showing of The Dark Knight Rises, James Holmes opened fire, killing 12 people and wounding 70 others. The Watch was released on July 27th, 2012, just 1 week after the shooting. Pre-release tracking estimated that 25% of North American audiences were hesitant about going to the theater following the tragedy. Those two events, more than anything else, contributed to the film's demise. With a budget of $68 million, it grossed $68 million worldwide, making it a box office flop. Its opening weekend, it ranked third behind Ice Age Continental Drift and The Dark Knight Rises. Jeremy Gann said about this film, "A week after Dark Knight Rises is where movies go to die." And he was right. On the other hand, despite this movie's poor box office performance, this is hilariously weird and laugh out loud from start to finish. You may not have guessed it, but this movie is actually really fast-paced. Every scene serves to set up the next hilarious scenario. If you like Ben Stiller comedies like Dodgeball, There's Something About Mary, and Along Came Polly, you'll love this movie. And if you like Seth Rogen style comedies like Superbad, 21 Jump Street, and This Is the End, then The Watch is for you. And most of all, if you like old school Vince Vaughn, then you'll see, as evidenced by Vaughn's career the last 12 years, that The Watch is one of his last great acts. Some fans might make the case that The Internship or Unfinished Business are the last real Vince Vaughn comedies, but in my opinion, the last time we really see Vaughn shine as a comedic actor is in this film. He has pivoted in recent years to doing dramas or comedies where he plays a more serious role, like he did in Brawl in Cell Block 99, Hacksaw Ridge, Arkansas, and Nona's. Another thing I'd like to mention are the great guest appearances in the movie by Will Forte and Joe Nunez as the security guard and Rosemary DeWitt as the wife. One of the saddest things about this movie being a flop is that it ended what could have been a great comedic duo in Vince Vaughn and Jonah Hill. The two actors are a generation apart and became famous in different eras with a lot of overlap. I think Hill and Vaughn could have made a lot of great comedies together. I think a lot of critics and audiences didn't like this movie because they thought it was discombobulated and a jumbled plot with a movie that didn't really know what it was trying to be. It was trying to be a sci-fi movie. It was trying to be an action movie, a comedy movie. There were lots of subplots and rabbit holes that the movie went down that people felt were unnecessary, like Vaughn's daughter's boyfriend and Stiller's suspicious neighbor and his problems with infertility. People see the film as not that funny and quickly forgettable.
I think we dress Franklin up as a girl.
What's the best case on this one?
Okay, here's the best case scenario. He's a lonely old man. He wants to waltz. He wants to listen to some of the old songs from his childhood. Worst case scenario, you're getting in the ass. Either way, we're going to find out who this old man is.
Either way, we're going to get involved in this guy's life.
I swear to God, I'm going to rip his dick off.
You're going to need 2 hands, Bobby.
Look, there's that kid from Costco with the big fat dick. Walking around with his massive cock like he owns the joint. That shit's just banging against his kneecaps. $20, that guy's dick dips in the toilet when he takes a
Any one of these people could be an alien. Check her out. It's like she's studying some new discovery or something. Some strange object, some weird, bizarre human circle fruit. It's like she's thinking, can I ingest this? Should I put it in my flavor snout?
All the reasons why people don't like it are what make me like it even more. The quick twists and turns keep the audience ever more engaged. This quirky comedy has everything that you love in Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, and Jonah Hill, but packaged and delivered in a comedically unique and original way. It may not be Vaughn, Hill, or Stiller's best work because they've made a lot of great comedies, but man, is it truly a wonderful comedy in its own right. That's all I have to say on it. You can put that in your flavor snout. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if there's a movie that you think I should do next and what your thoughts are on The Watch.